What's going on, everybody? Danny with the sour face. What'd you drink? Scotch?
No, I got smoke in my eye.
Oh, all I seen is I start the show and it's. Oh.
Yeah,
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
I
Hello, I got your clock radio.
want some
All
chocolate cake.
right. I hope everybody had a good week out there. Hope everybody's staying safe. Hope everybody's enjoying. I would say baseball because that's the thing that's popping off right now. We have what? How many days, Danny? 3 days until that trade deadline is up.
Yeah, Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
Tuesday at 6 o'clock. All right, so we're gonna hit you with these standings real quick, and then we'll launch into our topics. I guess I'll start it off. American League. You have the AL East, the Yankees, 68 and 33, but they just got their ass smacked by the Mets. Um, Blue Jays at 55 and 45, so they're getting themselves back on track. I mean, it just sucks because the Yankees built such of a lead that anybody in the East is essentially going to be a fucking wild card.
Yeah, but honestly, as hot as the Yankees have been, and as good of a start that they got out to, and they've been riding that wave all year. Even if any one of those teams got out to a slightly better start, they'd still be at least 7 or 8 games back, so, which is kind of better,
Yeah,
but still, it's really hard. It's no,
yeah.
no
It's
one was
no
catching the
one's
Yankees
going to
this
take
year.
that division from them this year. You have the Rays 53 and 47. The Orioles 51 and 49. Man, can we just? I gotta give them that round of applause right there.
I'll save that for Seattle.
You have the Red Sox at 50 and 51. So now, Danny, out of all the teams this year, Madden, Philly firing Joe Girardi, you know, and we're kind of like on the fence, like why would you fire these guys? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, it's time to fire that manager in Boston, Alex Cora, right? I
Um,
believe that's his name.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
wouldn't say it's time to fire him because I just don't see Boston doing that at this point. But I will say this: if he's still managing this team next year, which is a little iffy because I definitely think he's on the hot seat, he's going to have a very short leash. If they come out and if he's with the team next year and he's the manager, that short leash is going to be within that first month. If they come out and go like 10 and 17 or some shit in that first month or whatever it is, 10 and whatever, then they'll pull the plug.
Well, see, the only reason why I say that is because I understand it's not all on the manager; it's about how the players play,
And
right?
how the players take to the manager, and
Yeah,
maybe it's the hitting coach, it's the pitching,
there's a number of
there's more
things.
than one guy on the team and coaches. So
Yes. So, but from my perspective, I'm thinking of it like this: like hey, if they were 50 and 51 and it's not going their way this year, okay, he'll have a shorter leash next year. The way they're losing this year is embarrassing.
yeah, the way they lost to Toronto last week or whatever it was when they lost 27-3
Oh
or
my god, that was 3 or 4 weeks ago. But it's just like,
really that long ago?
yeah,
No,
about 2 3 weeks ago. Yeah, because that was before the All Star break. The All Star break is about 2 weeks behind us.
that was really before the All Star break.
Hmm.
Damn, time's flying.
And well, they're throwing the ball all over the yard,
They,
and not in a good way.
they're just they don't look fundamentally sound right now. They really don't. Their pitching has some issues. I mean, it's like that. It's like that scene from. Granted, it was just a movie, but it's like that scene from minor league back to the majors
Mm,
when the owner and the minor league coach they're talking. He's like, so baseball is a concern for how many of your guys? 14, maybe. And like Bogarts is gonna be a free agent next year. Devers is most likely gonna be a free agent next year. So this team's gonna look different, I think, going into next year for sure. What's Chris Sale gonna be? He came back from being hurt and then he got fucking hit on the hand and now he's back on the DL.
that's.
I,
I feel
and,
bad for him. That sucks.
they're probably gonna trade JD Martinez. They might trade a couple of other lesser guys, and the team's gonna look different next year.
Yeah. So then I don't see outscore being there. Then all right. So the AL Central. The Minnesota Twins, 52-47. They're up one game on the Cleveland Indians, 51-48. The White Sox, they're still there.
They're still hanging on by a thin thread, but
Yeah.
out of all American League teams, and especially any American League team that's still in the hunt, kind of, they have the easiest schedule from here on out.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at it last night when I was watching, I think, the Astros game, and yeah. So how they play from here on out is,
Well, they got 63 games, so if they can go 43-20, they may jump themselves into the playoffs.
I mean, damn, that's kind of a stretch. I mean, that's making them a 92 win team. I don't think they're a 92 win team. I really don't. 85-87, yeah. You know, maybe get that last wild card, possibly. But you still got the Guardians there, and if they overtake the Twins are going to be right there. You got the got the Blue Jays, the Rays, maybe even Baltimore,
Yeah.
and then there's still a whole nother division out west.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go over their record, but I mean, there's no point. Tigers 41-60, the Royals 39-61. And onto the Royals, they played the Yankees last night, and Judge hit a grand slam, then he robbed somebody of a home run, or vice versa, but he did both.
Right.
And everybody's celebrating. Oh, Judge, guys, come off it. I'm gonna repeat their record again. 39-61.
You beat a team that you're supposed to beat.
Like, stop. Yes, he hit a home run. Ah, raise rule. It wasn't until about the 7th fucking inning you guys fucking came back. You guys were losing. Both game. Last night. They were losing 4-0.
I think they lost Thursday night.
No, they won. Judge hit a
Did they?
walk-off.
Oh, that's right, the 1-0 game.
Yeah. So it's like, and this is my thing. Like, when I watched that first game, I'm like, yo, what's going on with the Yankees? This is Kansas City, and we're walking them off.
It's like you got a 39-year-old player that's on his way out the door, and he's a pinch hitter. He comes in and he pinch hits and he gets a fucking CNI single. Oh, and you're going crazy over.
Exactly. All right, so I'll move to the West, which this division is I like it, especially with the Mariners making that move. All right, so the Astros 66-35. The Mariners are 12 games behind at 54-47. Then it's the Rangers at 45-54, the Angels at 42-58, and the Oakland Athletics at 39-63. But big ups to the Oakland Athletics. They swept the Houston Astros, and the Houston Astros should be lucky that Oakland is not going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not those years every time the Angels would make the playoffs, they'd beat the Yankees in the first round. Remember that a couple years, go back about 10 years ago, the Angels had the Yankees number.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With, who was their closer? Francisco something. He always had the shades on. I remember his first name. I don't remember. I think he's Francisco Alvarez, maybe?
No, maybe not Frankie Rodriguez. I don't think. Cause I don't. No, yeah. I think that was Frankie Rodriguez. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't touch him if they had a fucking pole up there.
Yeah, and then he goes to the Mets and fucking disappears.
Hey, times have changed, my friend. It's not like that anymore.
I'm just saying. But like you with the Orioles before, let's go Seattle. Absolutely, let's go Seattle.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm dying over here. No, but I applaud the Mariners too, and then the move to go get Luis Castillo last night. That's a solid move now to their pitching staff. They're buying in by those trades. They're buying in.
Yes, I agree. You know, you don't give up 3 of your 5 top prospects. You know.
Well, I mean, he is a proven player.
Yeah, I just don't feel that I'm not saying he's not good. I just don't feel he's worth 3 of your top 5 prospects.
All right, but let's look at it like this from this point of view, though.
You could have probably given up. I get it. You like you said, this is them going all in for it, and I agree. But you know, you could have probably given up a little bit lesser and maybe got someone like Frankie Montas from Oakland.
Yeah, but we know Castillo is the better player.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying, which is why they felt it was worth it to do that and buy all in and go for
Yeah,
Gusto.
but I mean, look, at Luis Castillo has only played for the Reds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's, for the sake of it, put him on Seattle. He's gonna get run support now,
Yeah.
so his stats are probably gonna improve.
Unless he just implodes, then
No, no, no.
then whatever
Anybody that plays for Cincinnati would have imploded already, so you don't even have to worry about that.
Wow.
Now, if he was going from Cincinnati to Kansas City, that's now implosion may
No,
come.
but I'm saying as far as just him pitching wise, like if he would have just imploded, whatever the offense does is not going to make a difference regardless.
Yeah.
Like, like you can pitch your ass off, but if the team can't score, you're wasting all these good starts for what?
Yeah.
It's so. But I like the move definitely.
I love that move. I mean, because a lot of teams were high on him. The Yankees were talking, trying to get him.
The Mets were even still potential.
Yeah, kicking the idea around.
Yep.
He definitely was a wanted commodity. 100%.
He was the top pitcher out there.
Yeah, so I mean, big ups to the Mariners, man. I can't wait. I hope everything plays out for them for the rest of the year and they lock in a wild card spot. Because I want to see them knock somebody out that first round and fucking go to that next round.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so hit us with them National League standings, Denny.
Alrighty, so the Brewers are in first. They got a 3-game lead over the Cardinals. They're 56 and 44.
Wait, not to cut you off. You know what's funny? I didn't know.
What?
Arnado and somebody else on the Cardinals is unvaccinated.
Goldschmidt.
Isn't that now? If the Cardinals have to go to Toronto to play,
In the World Series, hypothetically, that's going to leave them without their two best bats and potentially a 7-game series.
yes. So I mean, they just got they got the shit kicked out of them the other night when they were in Toronto because they didn't have Arnado and Goldschmidt. If it was like a reliever and a bench player, then it's like, that's really not going to make so much of a difference. But two of your biggest bats,
yeah, that's no bueno. But as far as the player and the person's choices, you have to respect it, and you just have to find a way to make adjustments and just hope that you guys pitch a hell of a lot better than you're. I'm not saying you're pitching bad now, but I'm saying you're gonna probably definitely have to step it up a notch.
Oh yeah. All right, so you had the Cardinals, and then what?
Yeah, the Cardinals, they're in second. They're 53 and 47. The Cubs, they're 41 and 58. The Pirates are 40 and 60, and the Reds are 38 and 61. In the NL East, the Mets, they got a 3-game lead over Atlanta. They're 62 and 37. The Braves, they're 60 and 41. Phillies, 53 and 47. The Marlins, 47 and 53. And the Nationals, still with the worst record in baseball at 34 and 67. Dodgers in the West, they're in first. They got a 12-game lead over the Padres. They're 67 and 32. The Padres are 56 and 45. The Giants are 49 and 51. Diamondbacks 45 and 54, and the Rockies are 45 and 46.
Motherfucker.
Hey, there's still a chance you won't finish in last this year, though, at least.
Oh no, we suck again.
I really don't see when you guys are gonna fucking climb out of the basement. I mean, and as long as the Dodgers are sustaining this success and the ability to go out there and get players and drafting well and all that stuff, and the Padres.
It's kind of hard to build yourself up and get yourself out of the basement when your team doesn't have any belief in you. And I'm talking about the front office to the point where we are a scout team for the rest of the league. Because if you take all the pieces that we've given away in the past 10 years and put them back, we should be competing for a World Series.
You're definitely a contender.
No doubt about it. Arnado, Story, DJ LeMahieu,
Ian Desmond, Blackman.
Blackman's still there.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Blackman 5-6 years ago to Blackman now.
Blackman 5-6 years ago was a fucking problem.
You know, he was. I think he was definitely in the MVP race a couple of times. Not saying second or third, but you know, he was definitely in the top 10 race. And but yeah,
Yeah, we've given up a lot of talent. So I mean, I know you. What we were talking about off air is about CJ Crone. Like, why not get rid of him? You know, he's kind of older. We're not competing for nothing. Is that's like for the first time, it's like, yeah, we got it right.
I mean, I get it. You guys essentially, in a way, still kind of have to sell tickets, but
Yeah, I mean Blackman's not going to be there for much longer, and that's why we don't. That's why they haven't traded him or got rid of him is because
yeah,
he's the one that puts the people in the fucking the stands.
yeah, but you guys, I'm 98.9% sure that you guys are not going to be good next year. So essentially, you're going to be trading him off at this time next year as a rental for a prospect or two. When essentially you can kind of start that early and maybe get a tad bit more from him this year because he'll still have 1 year of control left.
Yeah, but it's
But for the life of me, I don't know what they're doing in Denver. They're so high up in the clouds smoking that shit, bro.
yeah, but see, like even if I had Michael Jordan tell the Rockies,
Stop it. Get some help.
they're not gonna
That's
listen.
still, yeah, it's still not going to matter.
No, I mean it's not like out of nowhere they're gonna be like
Yeah, this is big brain time.
never. You know what I mean, they're never gonna do it. It's just I've seen it one time in my life, and that was when they played Boston, and Boston beat the ever loving shit out of them. Since then, we've been. That's it. That is it. All right, so I mean, we still got Tuesday, so we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 days essentially until that whole trade deadline.
Trade deadline at 6 p.m. Yeah.
So there's still moves that are gonna come. The Yankees they traded for what is it, Benintendi.
Andrew Benintendi, yeah.
He's
They,
having a solid year with Kansas City. You know,
I mean, he
okay.
was really their best guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a couple of, what's that infielder's name? Fuck. Whitfield or Weatherspoon or whatever the fuck his name is. I forget. I'm sorry. Oh no, Merrifield.
Merrifield.
Yeah,
All
there
right,
you go.
all right.
You know, but
It's
so now with the Mariners making that trade, I feel like if he does get traded, the Padres, Cardinals, and Dodgers are definitely the front runners for Soto. But be it that he still has 2 years of control left, that opens up the door for other teams to make a trade for him,
yeah.
see what they can do in the offseason, and see the kind of team they can put around him and go for it. And then worst case scenario, at the trade deadline 2 years from now, trade him,
Well,
you know? And then, because you'll still get a boatload of shit in return for him, because
Yeah.
he'll still only be 24, going on 25 or whatever it is. You know, granted, he'll literally only be a rental at that time, but we've seen teams in the past give up a lot for rentals.
yeah. Well, because he's just a rental, and they're trying to make a run. That's all. That's all. That's why they do it.
Yeah,
I mean, with them getting Benintendi, the Yankees getting Benintendi,
that puts them out of the race.
yeah, that puts them out of the race for Soto. You know what I mean? So they're essentially going to be looking at pitching. That's going to be vital. They need more pitchers, starting pitchers. You know what I mean? Their bullpen is okay. It's not the worst.
Honestly, if I'm a contender at this point in the year, aside from the other needs, the one need I'm always looking at is more pitching.
Yeah.
If you get deep into October, you need arms.
I mean, the Yankees pitching staff is pretty damn good. Their bullpen is pretty good.
Not saying it's not, but like they've said before, too much pitching doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't. Well, all right. So we're gonna see what moves are gonna come about.
Angels are open to trading Otani potentially. The
They're-
Yankees and Mets are the front runners for David Robertson. So
Okay.
there's still some guys that are definitely being floated around out there.
Well, it said the Mets were in on Trey Mancini and Wilson Contreras. I don't see Wilson. I don't see Wilson Contreras going to the Mets. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
I mean, It does from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, but if you're gonna
But
do
you
that, then you better be trying to get Lando Tani and get rid of Alvarez and you know those prospects.
no, but it's more like um they're okay with Nito and
Tomas.
yeah, I mean James McCann, he'll be back at some point.
Yeah.
They're fine with getting whatever they can out of them essentially because what they're going to do for the pitching staff is more vital to the team and they can get enough offensively out of what they have and they can still go out there and make an addition that's not catcher where they can continue to
Yeah,
improve that
I don't
offense.
see Trey Mancini going to the Mets either. It's just I don't.
But
I see Trey Mancini honestly because the Yankees went and got Benintendi. Now I see it makes more sense for them to go and get Trey Mancini. That's it. Baltimore's going to trade to the Yankees, but I mean I see them getting Trey Mancini, moving DJ back to second because Gleyber Torres at the plate is you don't know what you're going to get, right?
oh, that's right. You got fucking old man Donaldson at third.
You got
I
Connor
forgot.
Falafel at short, but he's great defensively. DJ has always played second, so he's not a liability. And now you're getting actually a true first baseman instead of putting DJ LeMahieu at the first base slot. Like,
Yeah.
I seen that the other day. I was like, what in the fuck are they doing? What the fuck is this? Why is my man's on first fucking base?
Well, I mean, at this point, you got to think about it. They got a 15-game lead, so essentially, they have the ability where they can kind of play around with different lineups and different things like that, and see what
And
they have
combinations.
and see what they can put together. Because don't forget, Stanton's still out right now. He's going to be out for I think at least another 2 weeks, if not maybe a month. Depending on if he doesn't have any setbacks. So.
I mean, yeah, that would have. I mean, that I hope he's back for the Yankees versus Mets series and later in August. I hope he's back for that. I want to see the Yankees at full power versus the Mets at full power.
Right. Yeah. That was fun watching Scherzer strike out Judge though. That third time,
Mm-hmm.
I used to get so into these games, but I definitely dialed it back. But it's like I can't lie, I definitely had that extra energy watch like
Yeah.
I definitely put more emphasis in just instead of just sitting there like word. I put a little more oomph into it. Like I just
Nah, yo, Scherzer was like this. He's like, it's my motherfucking birthday, and Aaron Judge.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Did you see the way he was going through that dugout, bro? After
Yo.
that, honestly, that's the kind of guy I want in my
In your clubhouse.
yeah,
That's
100%.
the guy you want on your team. That's the guy you want. I'm sorry, that's game 7.
Yes.
DeGrom, maybe game 6. Definitely
Yeah,
game
but
6.
Scherzer is definitely game 7, 100%.
Well, put it this way, I think if the Mets are in any situation in the fucking playoffs this year, he's got to be the guy that's going for the kill.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
Not-
understand DeGrom is a phenom and great pitcher, but I'm sorry, he's the fucking man right now, dog.
I mean, prior to him getting injured, him and Scherzer were the two guys that won the last 3 or 4 Cy Young awards in baseball. DeGrom back to back, and then the 1 year before DeGrom won his first, it was Scherzer, or the year after. So, arguably when DeGrom is healthy, you have the 2 best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
Despite what Verlander is doing, despite how good Verlander is.
Well, look
So-
at the fucking pitcher last night for the and Cantara, the pitcher for Miami Marlins last night.
Sandy Alcantara.
Sandy Alcantara. His stats are fucking amazing. After last night,
He's gonna win Rookie of the Year this year for sure.
dude, he may win Cy Young for the National League.
Oh wait, no, I don't think he is a rookie this year. I think he was a rookie last year. But yeah, no, he could definitely be up there for Cy Young too. But
He's got the lowest ERA. Well, I don't know after last night, but
see, but the fact that if I was Miami, the fact I get it. I kind of read an article where they still kind of want to teeter with the idea of competing, but at the same time, Chisholm's not going to be back till September. He's got a back issue. Honestly, I would dial it back with this kid, man. I honestly would. All right, so we're almost in the 1st of August. I'd probably give him maybe 2 or 3 more starts and then just shut him down for the rest of the year.
yeah, I mean they definitely need to.
Bravo 6. Going dog.
They need to take him. I mean, because he has the most innings pitched. He's faced the most people too.
And he's gonna be that ace on that
And
team for the next couple of years.
he has 2 complete games this year as well.
You know, so you can trade Pablo Lopez, trade a couple of these guys or whatever, try to get some pieces in return. But Alcantara's the guy you got to shut down and protect him for years to come.
Yeah, and Miami could, with Chisholm and all these other players that they're going to acquire or draft throughout the year, in a couple years, Miami could be looking to really compete hard for that division.
I'm maybe not that division, but you got to figure like within another 2 or 3 years, this division could look despite Washington, or unless whatever they do, whatever they get in return for Soto, this division in 2 or 3 years could potentially be looking just like the American League East.
Yeah.
The Mets theoretically at the top, but then you still have Atlanta there. Miami's, they should be getting better going into next year. So
the Phillies are,
Phillies,
they're still competing for a wild card right now.
Yeah, so it's gonna be at least a 4-team race within the next couple of years.
It could be 5.
All the teams are going to be competing for playoff spots.
Yeah.
So,
let's see what's next on it.
That's definitely good for baseball.
All right. Well, Tatis is projected to come back August 5th through the 7th, so that's good for the Padres.
That's going to be good for them for the stretch run. I mean, what you're going to get out of him, how game ready is he going to be? Because like I said, when it comes into the start of a season, certain guys can start a season off better and be more well equipped with less at bats as compared to other guys.
Mm-hmm.
So what is he going to be game ready? How many at bats theoretically is he going to need before he's like, all right, I'm ready. I can really help this team now.
Well, we're gonna see. I mean, it's not gonna hurt them. I think it'll only help them.
Definitely.
It just depends on how fast he catches back up. Now, if he comes back in and he's locked and loaded, oh man.
Because Machado's locked and loaded right now. So if you inject him into that lineup,
and Hosmer's just being the solid hitter that he's
Hosmer's been getting hot over the last week or two. It kind of really started with that series in New York. So,
he was killing you guys.
But they could definitely. And imagine if they make a trade for Soto. Now you're really cooking. Soto, Machado, Hosmer, fucking Tatis, Luke Voigt, just for kicks.
That big fucking chest of his, motherfucker. It looks like he's swinging a toothpick.
Fucking the barbarian up there.
Yeah. All right. So since the Yankees are out on it, it's pretty much the Cardinals, Dodgers, and Padres, unless somebody sneaky pops in there and gets Soto.
Yeah.
I don't see the Cardinals doing it. I don't know why. I think it's between the Dodgers and the Padres. Because Soto's gonna want to win, right?
100%.
So, I mean, he may take less just to go to the Dodgers.
I don't think he'll take less, but because he wants to get paid, and like I said, he's a Scott Boras client. Scott Boras is gonna make sure that kid gets every fucking penny.
Yeah, because he gets some of them pennies.
Not even just that, but he's just
he's an asshole.
Not when you look at his track record for all the players he's handled, he's always handled just about the top echelon of the league for the most part. I mean, Michael Conforto's and they're not up there, but anybody that's within his company or they always get top dollar for the most part. So
it depends on who's gonna have that cash and who's ready to open that wallet. Like you said, this thing may not even go down. They may wait until the off season.
Because then you can really lay everything out on the table. There's no pressure of, we want to get him now because we're independent. There's going to be none of that, craziness going on. You're going to actually be able to sit down, talk it out, and
we'll talk it out. Well, it's also then teams have their books open at that point because teams don't have their books open right now. Essentially, they're just looking for what they could squeeze in for right now. Yeah,
because certain guys are they're not gonna bring them back for arbitration and all that stuff. So yeah, I think if that's the case, like I said before, he's gonna definitely headline the winter meetings this year.
All right. So now, do the Angels seal or deal Ohtani? Do they unload right now? I think they'll trade Trout in the offseason
honestly, trading Trout right now is not even going to be an option. I get it, you would like to, but he's got a rare back condition that's not even that's worse than what David Wright had with the spinal stenosis.
Yeah.
So now you're not going to get nothing for him. I mean, unless you limit him to like 80, 90 games a year and he's primarily a DH and he shows you enough where you could maybe trade him for something, but you're going to have to eat a large portion of that contract. That's really not going to happen.
Well, that's why that's why I think trading Otani is in the right
Tra-
idea for
Yes,
them. You're gonna
because-
get a boatload of picks.
And you're going to get more for him now if you trade him now as opposed to this time next year. Because this time next year, when he walks after the when that year ends, he's eligible to become a free agent, and you know he's going to walk away because he wants to win, and of course he's going to want to get paid.
Mhm.
Anyone in their right mind that's the best player in baseball, yeah, he's going
I
to.
wonder who's representing him.
Probably some Asian or Japanese company or whatever. But imagine if he was a Scott Boras client.
Eesh, for the MLB.
Yeah, I think honestly, if that was the case, he'd probably be looking to get the biggest contract ever, more than Soto. You know,
yeah, well, you got to think.
more than what Scherzer's getting a year at $43 million.
Exactly. So you got to almost combine salaries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'd be getting more than Trout.
Yeah.
But I feel like even though it's kind of been like, yeah, we're open to doing it, we're listening, but no, we kind of don't want to, or we're not sure. Now is the time to do it because now you know what you have with Trout. Now you know he's limited. You still have him and Rendon on the books. You're not going to be in a position to win.
Yeah.
So
They haven't figured it out in this whole
in the last
4-year
5
process.
five-year
give
process.
It the 5 year. Yeah, they haven't done shit with it.
It's
time to dismantle and get
right
and
now
get
is
rid
the
of
time
parts.
to do it. Trade him now, whether it's to the Mets or whoever. But now is the time to trade him.
I just don't
Get
want to
the
see
most
him go to the
you can.
Yankees because the Yankees gonna make him pick one.
I don't think they'll do that. He's too valuable to do that to him.
I think they're gonna make. I think they'll break it down to him where they're gonna be like, "Oh, you got to pick one." Well, no,
And honestly, after just trading for Benintendi, I kind of think that puts him out the picture because you figure even as a straight DH, well, you got Stanton coming back in about a month, give or take 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Then you got Judge, and you got fucking Benintendi now. So it could happen,
Yeah.
which would irritate the fuck
fuck
out of me. I'd rather see Soto go there than Tani. Honestly, I want Tani to be a Met. That's why.
That's I want to see
Like,
him. I want to see him in the blue and orange.
Really, 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 really hoping for that. But that would be the quintessential time, the right moment to trade Otani and get
Yeah.
the most for him.
100%. And the Mets have the assets to do it. And so do other teams.
And they can pay him as well.
Yes, because if DeGrom still plans to walk from his deal, then they have it.
Either way, they got the money regardless. They can go if they're a free agent, whether it be Judge, Soto, Otani, they have the money to go out there and compete and sign any one of those guys.
Yeah.
But the fact that their GM Billy Epler was the GM for the Angels
who got
so
Otani.
that's why I think
There may be something that happens there.
like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. So
Yeah.
we'll
All
see
right.
what happens.
So now my question to you is, moving on, will the bullpen help in trades for the White Sox before the deadline's over to get over that hump, or is it just too late? Do you think?
I think it's not too late because they're still in the hunt. Mathematically, they're not eliminated, but adding more bullpen is not essentially going to fix your issue. I think the core of that team essentially is the issue. I mean, just look at how they're playing.
Yeah. I mean, they've played better as of late. Just to get themselves
to keep themselves alive.
Yeah.
But
At almost 500.
Honestly, I can see them being out of it come September 1st.
Well, they're good on the road. They're 28 and 22 on the road. At home, they're 21 and 28. Something's gotta give there.
Yeah, but look at all the teams they got. They would in a sense essentially have to catapult. You got the Indians, you got the Rays, you got the Blue Jays, you got the Mariners. That's 5 teams right there alone.
And the Orioles.
They're kind of neck and neck essentially, but you know that's 5 teams that you have to catapult,
Yeah,
and hope that all five
shit the bed.
to really give yourself that chance. Because if you do play well, and all those teams are still on the up, it's not going to make a difference.
All right, so then it's essentially it's too late for them.
I think so, but I mean anything can happen. We've seen crazier things happen in baseball.
Yeah, but yes, I understand that, but it's we're 100 games in.
Yeah, it's
There's only 60 games left, essentially 65. Any wherever,
60, 63.
depending essentially where the teams are at in schedule. Um, so it's a pattern still. Through the 100 games, you've only won 49 games and lost 50. And like you said, they would need to go. They're an 80-win team, so
They would need to be a 750 winning average team the rest of the way out to at least give them a chance.
87. So they need to go 37 at a.
They got they got 62.
They got to go 37 and 25 to go 87 and
No, I really feel like they'd have to push for more of that 40 win mark.
yeah, to get in. That's what.
And that's why, like before we started, I don't see them as a 90 win team. I don't.
Yeah.
And these are the dog days of summer of baseball, August and September. Now is crunch time.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Well, October is that swing month. Who's gonna take the swing down, or who's gonna tick up?
Well, October is playoff season.
Yeah, I know, but
So August and September is really is what you were just saying is really that time now.
yeah, but we're gonna August is a projection of who's gonna be in the hunt for September.
August is going to put you in that position for September, and
Yes.
some teams are going to need both months. The Yankees, they can kind of, I think, cruise along. I mean, granted, you don't want to literally take your foot off the gas too much, but I mean, I think now you can kind of cruise along, and if you finished a little below 500 the rest of the way out, it's not going to hurt your division chances. So.
Yeah.
Because all of these teams are gonna have to start maybe giving guys a little extra rest at some point.
Yeah.
You want your guys healthy for the playoffs. You don't not trying to burn them out.
Well,
but
see, I know why you're upset for these trades that the Mets have done so far, but it makes logical sense.
I see what they've done after I looked into them and I read the articles and stuff. I get it, but damn, it's not that big blockbuster trade that I was really expecting them to make it, and maybe it will happen at fucking 5:56 on Tuesday. Maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah, like one just fitted right in there.
yeah, like at the last minute when they made the trade for Soto back in 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, Cespedes.
And then Baez last year.
Yeah, so we just gotta see.
All right,
But-
so as it stands right now, I pretty much have what the playoffs are going to be. If the playoffs started today, this is how it go. I'll break down the NL first. Dodgers versus the 4 versus the 5.
Well, the Dodgers. Well, the top 2 teams get that first round bye.
Yeah. All right, so the Dodgers, the Mets get a bye. So it'd be right now Brewers versus Cardinals and Atlanta versus the Padres. And what is that, one game?
I believe so, but I could have sworn they added a 3rd team this year, so I think there's going to be a 3rd wild card team.
Yeah, it's Brewers. Yeah. So you have 3 division
Brewers.
winners and then 3 wild card spots. The first 2 get a bye, and then the 4 basically the
Okay.
3rd division winner, the 3rd
Okay, I see
division
what you're
winner
saying.
doesn't get a bye. So then it's it's like football, 3 versus 6, 4.
I think the first wild card series is a 3-game set, but I think the other one is a win or go home. Because essentially that 3rd team that gets in, I think that's how it is. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but I really believe that's how it goes. So, I mean, they both could be 3-game sets.
I'm
you know.
looking into it right now.
Yeah, if I open up more tabs, my
Yeah, I know your shit's gonna hit the fan.
and my phone's charging on the other side of the room.
I got it.
But no, so you figured you'd have the Dodgers, Mets, and then you'd have the Padres, the Braves, and the Cardinals as wild card teams. So you figure the Cardinals and Braves are going to be the top seeds for the wild card. Well, maybe the Padres because they're like 2 games ahead of St. Louis.
Yeah, the
So-
wild card games are best of 3 series.
Oh, both are?
Yes.
Okay.
The winner of those facing one seed wins. All right, so I guess they're going 3, 5, and 7, or 3,
Yeah.
7, 7. You know, whatever they're doing. So
Well,
Brewers versus,
the NLDS was 5, and then the NLCS is 7, and then the World Series is 7.
so 3, 5, and 7, 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brewers versus Cardinals. That's the 3 seed versus the 6, and Atlanta versus the Padres. So Atlanta would be the 4 seed, and the Padres would be number 5 seed.
Yeah.
So who you got taking that 3-game set out of the Brewers and the Cardinals?
Cardinals. I mean, I want it to be the Brewers.
I think the Brewers are going to take
I
it.
really do, but honestly, I feel like it's going to be St. Louis.
Okay,
Oh,
I have the Brewers, but that's all right. Atlanta versus the Padres.
Atlanta. And I do.
I took the Padres.
And honestly, I like what would be crazy, like back in '99, an NLCS where it's Mets Braves. Go.
Nah, well, yeah, but if you took Atlanta, excuse me. Oh no, yeah, you're right. 3 versus 6. All right, so yeah, it could happen. So Atlanta would be playing the Dodgers, and the Mets would be playing the Cardinals.
And then I feel like if that NLCS Mets Braves, that shit's gonna be lit.
See, I have it.
Yo.
Mets, I have it. Mets Padres. All right, so now we'll go over to the AL side.
Damn, that honestly, that Mets Braves NLCS, if it's like that, that's going 7.
Yeah, man.
That's I see it definitely going 7.
All right, so the 2 buys is the Yankees and the Astros, okay, and the Twins at number 3, the Rays at number 4, the Mariners at 5, and the Blue Jays at 6. So it would be Twins versus Blue Jays, and Rays versus Mariners. Who you got for the Twins and Jays?
Twins and Blue Jays. I mean, the Blue Jays have a better offense, but I'm gonna go with the Twinkies, man.
I went with the Twinkies as well.
I mean, granted, they would essentially at that point be a division winner, but still an underdog, I think. And I'm an underdog guy, so the Twinkies definitely.
All right, so Rays versus Mariners. I took the Mariners.
Hell yeah. Seattle all day. I'm riding down to the American League. I want to see, honestly, Mariners, Yankees, ALCS, and watch the Mariners kick out the Yankees and go to the World Series. Imagine that.
Well, the Yankees would be playing the Mariners, and then the Astros would be playing the Twins. So I think I took the Astros. I have it Yankees versus Astros,
Most likely, that's really what it's going to be.
and then I got it for the World Series, Yankees versus Mets.
That's, yeah.
I have it Yankees versus Mets. I have Mets taking it in 6. Because the Yankees have no idea what's about to happen if that happens. Do you know how many Mets fans are going to invade Yankee Stadium?
Well, it's not even a fan factor at that point. Oh, man, that would be lit, too. Bragging rights for a whole year instead of a week? Nice. Fucking A.
I'll tell you one thing. Yankee fans are definitely...
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
That would really be emotional damage.
Oh, 100%. And here's the most emotional damage is the Stros have their numbers. So that would even be... So if the Stros boot them out...
Emotional damage!
Oh, and another one, even if the Mariners come in town and...
That's what I'm
Emotional
saying. Like,
damage!
that would really... like you said, you play this well all year long, and then they get booted, especially by a team like Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
I hope to see that. I mean, Houston would be dope, but I just don't want to see Houston get back there again.
Yeah.
So a team like Seattle for sure.
Well, you know Yankee fans right now are...
How dare you?
Well, fuck you, Greta. Gretchen, whatever the fuck your name is.
Gretchen, talking shit. Your name's Gretchen.
And you're 19 years old, fucking 20 years old. Get the fuck out of here.
Stop it. Get some help.
Please. For the benefit of all of us.
As she would say, all mankind. Spare not thy feelings.
No.
All right, so we're going to move on to our first segment. Hate it or love it.
All right.
All right, Danny. Set it off, baby.
All right. Hate it or love it. KD goes to Boston. I hate it.
Dare you?
On KD's behalf if he does that. Like, you're like, but I hate it because it's going to benefit Kevin Durant, but it will benefit Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown is going to be the absolute star of the fucking Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's the wrong guy to give up. I think Tatum's the guy to give up.
They said he's untouchable, which is
I get it, but that's ridiculous, in my opinion. But, you know, like you tweeted me this morning that DeGrom's a prima donna. Yeah, try throwing 100 miles an hour with a crack in the bone in your elbow or shoulder. This guy, Durant, he's the prima donna, the real Donna.
the real Donna.
For real.
I think I seen a clip too of Peyton Manning roasting him.
Really?
Yeah, at the ESPYs or whatever it was. It's talking about somebody wanted. He said Kevin Durant is so interested in the women's gymnastics team that he's willing to get traded to them too.
Ridiculous.
I hate it. Just shut up and play basketball, man. Like,
Yeah.
like we talked about it weeks before. You could have went about this process completely different, but you wanted to wait moments essentially before the fucking free agency market hits, and you're like,
And seconds after fucking Kyrie opted into his deal to be
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to be here. Like, I get it. We've talked about like players doing that before on another episode, but it's like there's levels to it being done, and there's other factors and reasons behind it being done that make it acceptable at times. You're just being a bitch. Shit.
oh man. All right, Danny. Hate it or love it. 2017 Warriors versus the 98 Bulls.
98 Bulls. I love it.
Well, according to Draymond Green.
I know. I seen that. He's a fucking buffoon. Like really? Like, okay, you may be beating Utah by 20. Okay, that's more agreeable.
Nah.
You're not
even.
beating that Bulls team.
Stockton, Malone.
That's why I said maybe. It like on a given night, depending like if they're shooting 57, 58%, I can see it happening. But you beating the 98 Bulls, play that, bruh.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
No, not that one. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
it's I can't, like look, I support having faith in your team,
Yes,
right? But
that's
like-
delusional.
yeah, it's past delusional, bro. That's something. I
How dare you?
yeah, pretty.
How dare you?
How
Yeah.
dare you, bro? Whatever the like.
All of it.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
Like it's just like, and then for him to go on to say, "Oh, we would have beat the Kobe Bryant and the Shaq team,
Oh, I don't know about
that dynasty." He said we would beat one of them. Shaq's like, "All right, who's gonna double me? Because if no one doubles me, I'm going for 60 with not shooting free throws."
And then you have everybody else.
Yeah, and who's gonna stop Kobe?
Then you got Robert Horry, Derek Fisher.
Maybe that team that beat Boston. That'd be
Yeah.
an interesting series to see.
Yeah, but that original three-peat with Shaq and
No.
Kobe, that's not happening.
Nah, that's you're just out of your fucking mind. You really, it's
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
like, all right, now we even break it down. The 98 Bulls. Who's stopping Jordan?
Nobody. No.
Who's stopping Pippen? Who's stopping? Oh, not to mention your coach now goes to he plays against you too. Steve Kerr, who's gonna be smacking threes as well.
Yep.
And then who's gonna stop Rodman from dominating the boards?
You think Draymond's gonna be able to stop Rodman?
Oh yeah,
You're out of your mind.
that's the biggest.
Bruh.
You're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. Like that. Like
Now, to be honest with you, I'm kind of retarded.
that's all he would need to say, Danny, and we would fucking understand, right? You know, if he started his podcast with, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of retarded. Like, oh, okay. Now I understand your delusion. Okay, makes sense. All right, Danny, you're up.
All right. So I guess it's still a possibility. I mean, I read the article the other day, but hate it or love it, KD and Kyrie go to Lakers in some kind of crazy deal that I don't know. I mean, because at this point, anything is still possible.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know-
I think that deal would have to include Anthony Davis.
Yes, definitely.
Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, a couple other guys, maybe some
Draft
draft
picks.
picks.
Yeah,
I hate it,
me too.
but I do love it. I do love it on Brooklyn's end. You get rid of your headaches. You know what I mean?
You take Russ.
You take Russ. You get Anthony Davis. You're getting some draft picks, probably another player or two.
Yeah.
You know. So in that sense, I hate it, but I do love it on Brooklyn's end. But I just this whole Kyrie and LeBron and fucking
All this shit's got to come to an end.
yeah, like and these super teams. Now I understand we pegged out, you know, I think last week or the week before that it was Boston it's Boston's fault who started that, you know, let's make a big three. So yes, it's their
Yeah.
fault for doing it, but can we get back to that format of like, you know, everybody having their own duos or their own trios that aren't these fucking big gigantic stars and you know the greatest players going to the greatest, you know, all going together like
building a literal complete and solid team.
yes.
You know, I mean, in a sense, you could say that's what Golden State did. Aside
Yeah.
from when they brought in Kevin Durant,
Yeah.
but he didn't stick around too long.
No, I think
You know,
he was there
and-
2-3 years.
Clay and Draymond and Curry and all these guys, they've drafted all these guys.
I mean,
So,
out of us,
as much as we hate to see them still win, they're like the anti of that.
yeah, they are. They certainly are.
So,
All right, hate it or love it, Danny. Hamzat versus Nate Diaz.
I'd watch it. I'm not really a big UFC guy, but I'd watch it. I like it. I love it.
I hate it. I love it.
Like I said, when I watch UFC, I just want to see some blood.
Oh, well, that fight, you're definitely going to see blood. I mean, 10 years ago, if we got the Nate 10 years ago against the Hamzat right now, I think it would be an awesome fucking fight. Right? I just think Hamzat's just too much of an animal. Like, look at what he did to Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns is one of the greatest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people. He'll stand there and bang. He's a great striker. And Hamzat didn't go through him, but he did beat him.
Right.
So I can only imagine what Hamzat's really going to do to fucking Nate Diaz. You know?
Potentially.
Now, we've seen Nate Diaz, you know, fight Conor McGregor in that first fight and you know, pretty much just outlast, you know, Conor. Conor was gassed.
And took a beating, but still won.
Yeah, I mean, him and his brother, they're just
So-
fucking, they're animals, man.
and
They'll
th-
fight to fight. They don't give
And
a
they
fuck.
got good jaws. They got good chins. So I mean,
Yeah, but as we all know, look, Chuck Liddell had a great chin too when he was young. You know, and then as you get older, that chin
Things
starts
change.
to weaken. Things change.
Yeah.
It's when a lot of fighters realize, like, all right, I can't do this no more. I'm just getting put out.
right.
Look at Rashad Evans. He was a great fucking guy. Quentin Rampage Jackson. Like, you know, all these guys were great guys, but then as they got older, they lost that chin. And then every time, I think there's a scientific, not theory, but like something in your brain when you get put out, you're more likely to get put out every time
Right.
after that.
Once it happens for the first time, it's like
Like, I guess the
Yeah.
true time at a certain age, too. You know what I mean?
I think it's really a psychological thing at one point. I really think it's. I mean, like, you know, because it's like you're thinking like, oh, you know, you start fighting at 23. By the time you're 28, 29, like, yeah, I've never been put out, but your confidence is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, once that happens, it's like, yeah,
Oh yeah, and then
you're a human motherfucker.
oh yeah, then it's really diving into that fighter's head, like, cause like now the next fight, it's like they're a little bit timid because they think it's gonna happen again.
Right.
You know
It's
what I mean?
definitely in the back of their mind now.
Yeah, I mean, so some fighters crumble from it, and other fighters you don't see too many, but
Yeah.
you know, look at even Brock Lesnar. You know, he fought for a little while, and then he got his ass whooped, and then it just kept happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm down to watch it, just because who Nate is. But I see Hamzat blowing through him in like 2-3 rounds. You know?
Well, it's not a championship fight, is it?
No,
So it's only a 3-round fight then.
it could be, but if it's a main event, it may go 5.
Mm.
It may. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I definitely will.
There's fights on tonight too.
Is there?
Yes, there's
Aren't those two bitches fighting?
yes.
Yeah. I don't know who they are, but
Pena versus the Lioness. I forget.
What time does that officially start? Like, because I know whenever I turn it on, I've missed a couple of fights or whatever. So what is this? Officially start at 8? or 10?
Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena. The
Right.
main card starts at 10.
But there's a prelim card, right? That starts
Yeah.
at what, 8 or 9?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry. Ah, shit. Yeah, foot.
You exited out of it.
Yes. UFC 277. What the fuck? Oh, that's just. All right, prelims. Yeah, early prelims start at 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Orion Kosei, Mike Mathea, Nikolai Nekarini. What I don't even. Whoa. Okay. Ihor Portiria.
Well, I won't be watching that because it's the
Oh,
Mexican guy at that
Jocelyn
point.
Edwards versus Ji Young Kim. That should be a good fight at 6. Well, today at 6.
Yeah.
Then the prelims are at 8, and the main card's at 10.
I could probably start watching that at 8.
I'm probably gonna start. I'll probably just get. I think the first fight should pop off. That Magnomov Ankalaev versus Anthony Smith. I should catch that. So.
Right.
So if you guys are gonna check that out, maybe we'll do an after-hour session. Maybe not. But enjoy those fights.
Jizz.
All right, hate it or love it, Danny. Lamar Jackson is a top 10 quarterback.
It's my turn.
Oh shit! I apologize.
So I read this.
That's
I
for
read
me.
this article the other day. That it was after that Yankee game with Scherzer.
Mhm.
He was talking about the pitch com. So hate it or love it, the pitch com hurts baseball, because he in a sense was like, this takes away from the natural game. Like, players have been stealing signs from other teams and you know, he likes having the complexity of having multiple different signs and having the advantage over the hitter and the other team.
Yeah, I guess I can get behind that. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, people are gonna cheat regardless. Somebody's gonna figure out a way how to cheat that thing too. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Why don't you just keep the purity of the game? But as of next year, we're gonna see what the purity of the game is gonna look like.
There's going to be some changes next year, yeah.
Yeah, which we went over extensively. Yes, I'm with you on that. I think I'm with you on that and Scherzer.
Yeah.
And I heard that. I heard that too. That interview the other day, because it's also when they were zooming in on him in the bullpen,
Right.
not the bullpen, the dugout. You know, it looked like he was yelling at fucking
Oh.
Nito.
Yeah, or Hefner or whoever it was, because I couldn't see from the angle. All I seen was just like the way he was talking and like directing and whatever. But
Mm,
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
all right, I apologize.
That's cool.
Lamar Jackson is hate it or love it. Lamar Jackson is a top 10 quarterback.
I love it because I really think he is. I think he kind of just slides in.
Dude,
You know,
number
and-
10 on that list is Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I'd rather have Lamar.
All right. Outside of your preference.
And I think as far as the ceiling wise, he's definitely better.
But outside of your preference, who's the better quarterback right now?
Right now, Dak.
Okay. So then if Dak is number 10, then who is Lamar jumping in that list?
Well, who was number 9? I don't know if you looked at the list. I don't have a list in front of me. But wait, actually, no. Let me go to my shit from last week, and I got fantasy quarterbacks on this list over here.
Oh, I don't remember what I did that fucking list.
Okay, so Stafford, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Justin Herbert. He'd have to jump any one of those guys, which is why I said initially, even though as a preference, he definitely still kind of sneaks in. Because I feel like if this guy once he gets paid and if he's healthy and Baltimore can fucking really put a team around him and keep him upright, sky's the limit on him.
I feel completely different about it. I feel as to where, no, I hate it. He's definitely not a top 10. He has to prove that, which he hasn't. And
Granted.
I understand he's advancing or whatever you want to say, changing the game in that aspect, right?
But I know how you feel about
He's not doing it like a quarterback should be doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, look, Mike threw the ball. Yeah, you can run when you have to, but it's like they prioritize it in such a way. With his bootlegs, all that. Like, Mike never did that. Yeah, maybe they had a package here and there, but he was running that offense still.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the Atlanta days and the Philly days. Now, Philly, he was way better quarterback. Atlanta, I mean, essentially the first year he was there, they said, hey, Mike, just do what you do. If you don't see the first read open, go. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't see him, just go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you in a way, but I still feel like I definitely, I'm granted he hasn't put up better stats than Dak, but I just definitely prefer him than Dak, and that's just why I would put him at 10 over Dak. And I think his ceiling is ultimately better if Baltimore can get their shit together and if he's healthy.
Well, you know how I feel about Dak, so I would honestly just take Dak over him because from what I've seen from Dak as to what I haven't seen from Lamar.
Right.
I'm not saying that this can't change my opinion. He could definitely change my opinion if he goes out there and he plays the position better, or he doesn't get hurt as much, or he can actually win a playoff game.
Right.
Then it could change. Until then, no. He's top 15. I'll give him that. Not top 10.
True.
And I think until proven otherwise, I don't think he'll ever crack that top 5.
No, that won't happen. Not in his whole career, but I think moving forward, once he gets, you could say, more established and he's healthier because the team keeps him upright and he doesn't, slide like a fucking idiot or whatever, then yeah, he's definitely 100% top 10.
All right, you're up.
Hate it or love it, DK Metcalf signs 3-year extension worth $72 million, 58 guaranteed with a $30 million signing bonus.
I love it because he's still very young.
Yeah, but I really wanted to see them get rid of him, just in the sense of I get, you still want to kind of win, but it's like you got rid of Russ. Your quarterback situation this year is iffy. I seen a thing on Twitter the other day where Drew throwing the fucking DJ Metcalf was like that scene from fucking the Longest Yard. It was like, I can be quarterback. All right, let me see, hit me up and. that's what, when I seen it, I was like, yo, absolutely. So it's like, trade him, get some draft picks back, kind of. I mean, you want to compete, but kind of take the L this year.
Well, they're gonna take the L this year. We already know that.
I mean, unless the other teams in that division,
Yeah.
It's not stacked like the West from the AFC, but
I mean, I love it just because now when they get the guy, they're ready. He has the number one right there.
yeah.
So, all right, hate it or love it, Danny. Mets make no more moves. No, all right, next the. Fuck you.
Got your tongue?
Yeah, Mets make no more moves come the deadline.
I hate it. They still need to make additions. There's still holes on this team, especially in that bullpen. You can get by with that offense. I really do. It can happen. But you got to add to that pitching. You got to definitely add to that bullpen.
All right. I hate it as well. I think they need to make another move.
And I think they're going to make at least 2 more moves. If not, the one move is a package deal where you get a player, an offensive piece, and a bullpen arm.
Yeah.
But they should be making at least 2 more moves.
Okay. All right, it's on you.
All right, so I read this the other day because I looked it up after I seen that he testified. But hate it or love it, Goodell should recommend the vote to remove Dan Snyder.
Oh, I love it. I love
Me too.
it. He needs to go, bro.
Because I read in an article that when he testified, he's like, I don't have no authority to fucking do it. Like, really? How do you not have any authority? Like, you're the commissioner of football? Like, you have what? So you're just a cover boy. Like, you're just obviously their little puppet. Like,
I hope it's a package deal as well, where where we get both of these assholes out of here.
because there's something fishy going on between them two. After I seen that,
Well, Goodell already lied to them and said he had no idea who David Portnoy is. He's the guy from Barstool Sports. He was banned from NFL games.
okay.
Yeah, and he's the one who did it. And then when they asked him about it, he's like, I don't know who that is. Like, dude, you're the fucking commissioner. How do you not know who the fuck that is?
How do you not know who you banned from football?
Exactly. Like,
I mean, you might forget about him 5 years from now, but what was that? 2 years ago they banned him.
I think so, something like
2,
that.
3 years ago. I mean, come on.
It's still fresh. You know what I mean? And Barstool Sports is one of the biggest companies out there for sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers got pulled.
Yeah.
So, I love it.
Me too.
All right. Hate it or love it, Danny. Carlos Beltran will be inducted into the 2023 Baseball Hall of Fame.
In 2023, no. I hate it.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I hate it. I think initially he will get in, but I think on that first ballot, his first time around, I think that whole scandal with the Astros is going to kind of tarnish it for a minute. But I think ultimately he will get in.
All right.
You know, I mean,
I love it. I think he's going to get in. I think he's a shoo-in.
I think he'll get more than 30% of the votes, but I mean, he's not going to get what he needs to get in on the first ballot.
All right.
I'd say at least third time around he gets it.
Okay. All right. Your last one?
That was it.
All right. So we'll move on to NBA news, even though there's not a lot of it.
No.
We kind of touched on Boston hops in on the KD trade, willing to part with Jaylen Brown, but Tatum is untouchable.
Trade his ass.
Trade his ass.
It's like I was talking to a Celtic fan the other day, and he was like, well, he sells a lot of jerseys, and I'm like, he sells a lot of merchandise, but he doesn't win you fucking basketball.
Yeah, he doesn't win you a championship. That's a really. You know what I mean? And you don't think Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and then the addition of Kevin Durant would sell as many jerseys?
Like, Kevin Durant's going to sell more jerseys than Tatum regardless.
He sells it right now.
So...
No, I would have said to you, man.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Like, you're more interested in selling seats, selling tickets, and merchandise than you are winning? All right.
It's a little out there, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif, signs a 6-figure deal in the G League. So we'll probably see him develop and come up in a couple years.
I mean, he's with the Lakers right now, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, he signed it with the Lakers?
I assume, because I know he had initially signed on to play in the Summer League or whatever it was with the Lakers, along with Scottie Pippen's son, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't see that, but I assume it's with the Lakers.
No. All right.
I mean, it's not a news or anything, but it's like, yo, really, Curry, you can shoot a basketball, but you can't throw a fucking baseball. Come on, man.
He was hitting the ball pretty good though.
He couldn't. When you see it, when he threw out the first pitch, like really, you can't throw out the first pitch, but you can shoot a basketball. Like, come on, man.
All right, so now I don't know if he's signed, but Dwight Howard's still a fucking free agent. I don't know how the Mavs haven't picked him up. Or the Suns, to that matter, to have some depth behind Ayton. Good bench player.
Honestly, I can see maybe at the last second, maybe the Knicks signing him. You know, because maybe they don't know exactly what they're gonna get out of Julius Randle.
Yeah, well, he's either up or down.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for this Donovan fucking Mitchell trade, which
Yes.
they said they were working on the details. What happened? Did motherfuckers get lost?
Should have been done already.
All right, so
Come on, New
it
York.
really shouldn't have. It really should have been. Which I still think he's going to New York.
So
So-
that's the move the Knicks definitely need to make.
Yeah, what's the fucking holdup though? Like, can we get the fucking deal done already?
It's probably that kind of part where, like in baseball, where traded for a player to be named at a later date. That's probably the last phase they're working on, and you know,
That's yeah, but this is pretty fucking long. I'll say that.
yeah.
All right, so the next thing on the docket is the Brittany Griner situation.
Ah, come on, she's not even a fucking NBA basketball player. Why the fuck? I don't let her stay in fucking Russia. I'm like, fuck. Or bring her home. What does it fucking matter? Like,
Well, I said this is what I said to my wife.
oh, but she's an American.
Yeah, but who is? All right, look, she played for some league out there, right? So she already made the decision to go play out there, right? So whatever, if you never had the Pens, whatnot, they weren't yours or they were, whatever, what not have you. You got yourself in that situation.
Yep.
You know, don't want to do the time, don't do the crime, right? But I
Exactly.
told my wife this. I said, you know, they obviously have a lawyer or whatever, and then an interpreter. You know, well, what do you want us to do for you? Tell them to stay the fuck away. Look, I'm going to ride this 3 or 4 or 5 years out, wherever, how much time, and guess what? When I come home, that money going to roll in, baby, like a motherfucker. Documentary series, everybody in their ass is going to want to interview me. I'll stay right fucking here.
She'll make more money doing that than coming back home and playing in the WNBA.
She's still going to make that money when she comes home, if they trade for her or not. But I'm telling you right now, I tell her, man, kick back and just count those dollars. What?
How old is she right now?
It's 20 some odd. I think 26, 27.
Well, no. She was born in 1990. She was born a month after me, so she's my age, 31, going on 32, 31. So you figure if she does that 3 or 4 years, her career in basketball is done for the most part.
Yeah, but so what? She's gonna be an icon. They're gonna make her an icon. You know that. We know
Yeah.
that. We know the way the fucking agenda's
Watch
pushing.
come out. The ESPN, the Brittany Griner
Griner story. We already know. We know that's coming. That's why, like, if everybody's gonna be on here, oh, you should be sympathetic for. I don't give a fuck. All right. And I don't care.
No, not at all.
Because you know why? It doesn't affect my life, not one fucking bit. Now, if it was me, a regular American citizen, they'd have been like, well, guess what, buddy? You're chalk out of fucking luck.
You gotta stay there.
You got to stay there. And
Yep.
guess what? When I get home, there's not going to be a camera on me. What was it like?
Yeah.
No one's going to give a fuck. Put it this way. We have 0 viewers right now. You guys still don't give a fuck right now. So why the fuck would I care?
Yep. All right, and real quick, so the NBA, I heard last night, is going to now be investigating the Sixers for free agent tampering for the PJ Tucker move for James Harden because him and Harden have a connection.
Yeah, everybody in the league has a fucking connection. Everybody's buddy-buddy now.
Yeah.
Essentially, there could be tampering all over.
No one's going to come out and admit to it.
Yeah, exactly. So who the fuck cares? What are they going to do? Fine them, take a pick or two? Oh, well.
Yeah,
Philly's got bigger problems to worry about right now than that.
I agree.
Essentially, their gigantic new fucking stadium and complex.
Multi-billion-dollar stadium for a team that sucks ass.
Yeah, and to try to deal and bring a championship to Joel Embiid in Philly.
And then give fucking James Harden that monstrosity of a contract. Even
Yeah,
though he's got,
but the original contract was worse. So
you didn't really help yourselves, though. And you gave him a player option, so hey, why would he not opt in? Fucking morons.
Hey, well, that's like point to what we said. The Phillies got bigger issues than that, you know.
Yeah,
So it is what it is. I mean, I like the PJ Tucker move for them. PJ
he's
Tucker's
coming
a
in a
solid
little
player.
low.
PJ Tucker's move is pretty solid. I like that. You know, he's a good all-around ball player. He did pretty good. He did pretty good for Miami Heat in the playoff series.
Yeah.
So
When he
that
had
should help.
LeBron and Bosch and. Or
No,
was
no,
that
no, no,
when
no,
he had
no. That was
Jimmy?
that was the year that just passed. He played with Miami Heat with Butler
Oh.
and Harrow and all them. Yeah, no, 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 no. That Jesus Christ, Danny, that was so long ago. If there was a motherfucker still playing from that team,
Well, he could have been a rookie at that time. I don't know. Like I said, up until this NBA playoffs, I haven't been following the NBA essentially since Kobe retired.
the only player on that lineup who's still on that lineup from that team is like Udonis Haslem.
Oh yeah.
And he's essentially like an assistant coach. For
Right.
Jesus Christ, Dwayne Wade don't even play no more. Bosh don't even play no more, bro. Eddie House, all them motherfuckers, they don't play anymore.
Yeah. I feel you.
All right, so we'll move on to our top 5 dead or alive, which will spill over into tomorrow's NFL episode. All right, top 5 dead or alive, Danny. Running backs in the NFL.
Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, Walter Payton, Emmett Smith, and Jerome Bettis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right, so before I even go into mine, all right. How is Barry number 1?
I know.
This is your list, but how is he number 1 to you?
Because even though Jim was a Hall of Famer, even though Jim never lost yards from the line of scrimmage and things like that or whatever, because the Lions did him dirty, and if he had went to a different team or was on a different team, he is the best running back of all time.
All right, so then you had Jim Brown, number 2. Who's number 3?
Walter Payton,
Walter Payton, okay.
Emmett Smith,
Okay.
and then Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis was kind of like a preference thing for me because I kind of was like struggling with number 5, and I'm like, nah, I liked watching Jerome Bettis when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't top 5 dead or alive.
Hey, they didn't call him the bus for no reason.
I don't know. I don't know.
And like you've said, these are our list. If you don't like it,
You go fuck
say
yourself.
something. Yes.
All right, number 1 for me, Jim Brown. Number 2, Emmett Smith. Number 3, Barry. Number 4, Walter Payton. And number 5, Marshall Faulk. And the funniest thing is, I don't think a guy on this list ran for 2,000 yards.
No.
No, that's did one of. I'm surprised Adrian Peterson wasn't on your list.
I thought about it, but I'm like, not that he wasn't a great running back, but it's like he essentially really had like that one year. Not that he didn't have great years, but that one year when he ran for shy of 2,000 yards, or
No, he had the 2,000.
or 2009 or whatever it was, and he won the MVP after coming back from the A's. Yes, and like I'm saying, he was great, but I don't feel he's top 5 great. I don't know.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah,
Wow!
seriously.
Holy shit! I mean, I was thinking about putting like CJ2K on it.
I mean, you could have had Terrell Davis at 5.
I was gonna put Terrell.
Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
So it's like
But to
Marcus
me-
Allen.
Yeah, but to me, it's like Jim Brown. He's the one who like made the running back position what it really is to me.
Right.
Emmett Smith, the all-time leader in the stats.
Rushing yards, yeah.
Barry Sanders, one of the most prolific runners ever, just the way he was doing people dirty on the field for all those years. Walter Payton, you know what I mean, the guy who started all the juking and the pretty much essentially,
Right.
all those moves. And Marshall Faulk, one of like the Christian McCaffrey that lasted.
Yeah.
Running 1,600 yards and catching 1,200 yards. So that's why I had him on my list.
I mean, I hear you. like I said, 5 for me was kind of a thing because the guys I mentioned were guys that could have been there instead of Jerome, and you could have had them there instead of Adrian.
Yeah, like
And
you said,
then,
Marcus Allen,
yeah,
Eric
Gale
Dickerson.
Sayers. Yep.
You know,
So,
I mean, they definitely deserve to be on people's list. I mean,
I
just
mean,
ours is different.
those other guys, Allen Peterson, all that we mentioned, Gale Sayers, those
CJ2K.
they fill out the top 10.
Yeah, definitely. Curtis
So,
Martin,
yeah,
um, Jamal Lewis from the Ravens back then. He
Yeah.
ran for 2,000 yards. Frank Gore. Frank
Yeah, and
Gore's got to be on that list. I mean,
and he's still playing. I think
Nah,
he just
he's
signed
done.
it. No,
nah.
when was the
I think a year or two ago, maybe.
Oh, because I thought that was this year he signed that contract with San Francisco to retire.
Nah, I think he just signed. I think he just fought Darren Williams, the basketball player.
He bought him.
No, he fought him. Fought.
Oh,
Pow, pow.
oh, that's right, with the running back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
But I mean, there's a lot of guys that could be on that list, 100%. You know,
definitely.
I mean, I think without like the common names on our list, Jim Brown, Emmett Smith, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton. You know, I think you can insert whoever you want at 5. You know, based upon the accolades or whatever. But I think those 4 are the quintessential. That's the running backs Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Brown,
Definitely.
Smith, Sanders, and Payton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I agree.
So
That
I
was-
wonder what other top 5s we should do. So what should we do for next week? Let's do safeties.
Okay, yeah, because
We had that conversation back and forth about build your your backfield.
right
defensive
and,
backfield.
The thing I tweeted you went on Twitter with the safeties and DBs,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, not that I wouldn't, but I was kind of surprised that you took Taylor over Ed Reed, and I get why, and but
Well, for the people that don't know, basically, so it was, I forget. Let me see if I could pull it up for us right now. Who we both picked.
oh yeah, I don't even remember. I know I took
I got it
Ed
for
Reed
you.
and Palomalu, Champ Bailey, and who's the other guy?
You took Charles Woodson, Champ
Yep.
Bailey, Ed Reed, and Troy Polamalu. I took Rondé Barber, Darrell Revis, Sean Taylor, and Troy Polamalu. So, I mean, there's a lot of names on these lists,
Yeah.
especially for safeties. Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins, Sean Taylor, Bob Sanders. Ooh, I forgot about Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders was
Yeah.
a sneaky motherfucker at
If
that
he didn't
time.
get hurt as much as he did,
Yeah.
we could be talking about him being up there with Ed.
Yeah, well, this is the 2000s All-Star secondary. You know what I mean? For corners, they have Charles Woodson, Rondé Barber, Anine Asamoah, Asante Samuel, Champ Bailey, Ty Law,
Yeah.
Antonio Winfield, Darrell Revis. And then for safeties, Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins, Sean Taylor, Bob Sanders, Troy Polamalu, John Lynch, Adrian Wilson, and Rodney Harrison.
I mean, essentially any combo is
Yeah, I still
It's
would
fine.
go. I still would go with Sean and Troy. I mean, if Sean was still alive, he's definitely a
Oh.
Hall of Famer. He may have changed
Yeah.
the game. Like he's in that Hall of Fame safeties. Like just the way he played the game was like even NFL players were saying it was a man amongst boys out there.
I mean, if we do safeties even before officially completing the list, he's definitely in my top 5.
Oh,
He makes it.
100%.
I don't know where he goes yet because I got to look around first, but probably 3.
Yeah, I would say 3.
But he's
But that's-
definitely top 5.
Yeah. All right, so we'll do safeties next week.
Oh, we're gonna do that versus.
Oh, the verses for tomorrow.
Oh, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday football.
Let's see what's up there. All right. Well, Jesus. Well, the Yankees are beating the fucking Royals 7-2.
Well, that was almost going to be a guarantee.
Yeah.
And it's not like the A's beating the Astros. For some reason, they just have their number.
They do.
It's just
And Drudge strikes out.
the Rays beat the Indians.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, 6-4.
Let's see. Let's get that update.
Blue Jays are up 1-0 on the Tigers, and the
No,
Red
it's
Sox.
1-1. Top fifth now. Tigers and Blue
Oh,
Jays.
okay.
Brewers
And
are up 1-0 on the Sox.
ready? Interesting.
Jays.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there's only 4 games in three. Yankees should walk away. 3-2
Yeah.
Judge right now.
Everybody else is playing tonight.
Well,
So yeah, good.
Mets and Marlins at 6:10. Orioles,
I'm
Reds,
Yes. No, sorry. Go ahead.
6:40. Marlins, Astros, 7:10. That should be a good game to watch.
Well, they got their ass beat last night. Hopefully, they can bounce back and beat Houston tonight.
All right. Phillies, Pirates, 7:15. Athletics versus White Sox, 7:15. Cardinals, Nationals, 7:15. Twins, Padres, 7:15. Diamondbacks and fucking Braves, 7:20. Rockies,
Come on, Arizona. Let's get some help.
Rockies, Dodgers, 8:10. Cubs, Giants, 9:05. Rangers, Angels, 9:07. Holy shit, that is a full slate for a fucking Saturday.
Yes, it is. And I'm glad the Met game's at 6:10 instead of 7:10 because it's over right before those fights start.
Yeah, so yeah, you'll be right there. You'll catch a prelim right before then.
Yep. Word.
Who you taking for tonight in that Nunez versus Pena?
Is this their second time fighting?
Yes, Nunez was the champion for a long time, and Pena beat the shit out of her and took
Okay,
the
so
belt from her.
Pena. Oh, the first time. Okay. I'll go with Nunez.
I'm gonna go with Pena again. I think she's gonna take it to her again because she knows if she could beat her twice, then it's now it's like, all right, we're done with this chapter. I don't need to fight her no more. This is my belt. Let's
Right.
start going through these challengers.
Yeah.
But Nunez, well, that was the first time she ever got her ass kicked like that.
That's why I feel like if that's the case, there's definitely a chip on her shoulder. I think it's honestly, I could see it going the distance.
Well, the funniest thing is Nunez is actually the favorite.
Is she?
Yeah, Pena's the underdog still. Betting wise.
Right. I'll stick with Nunez. But that should be fun.
Yeah, there's Derek Lewis versus this other gentleman. I've never seen him before.
And what you said, it's UFC 277?
Yeah. Derek Lewis versus Sergey Pavlovich. Pavlovich is 15-1. Derek Lewis is 26-9.
Okay.
I'm excited to see that fight.
Is that the Russian dude versus the black guy? Is that the one
Yeah.
you... Okay.
Yeah. I do want to see Brandon Moreno versus Kai Kara France. That looks like it should be an interesting fight. Brandon Moreno is known to be a banger, so I do want to
Should
see
be a
that
doozy.
first fight too. Magnov Ankalev versus Anthony Smith, the young Russian
Right.
kid or whatever the fuck he is. Apologies. This guy Anthony Smith, he looks like he's been in the game for a while. 36-16.
So, okay, I guess,
Oh, no,
yeah,
no.
Pena was the one on the white. Well, they're both champions, aren't they?
Cool.
Or it just shows them both with a belt in this picture, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Should be interesting though.
It
At
is
least the
a
main
night of
card.
fights in baseball.
Yeah, some fights, some baseball.
Cool.
Maybe a little sweet, some good food. Oh, you already
Your
got that
corned
corned beef cooking, you son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
it's been cooking since 2:30, so it's almost
Oh,
ready.
dude, that thing is gonna fucking cut like butter.
I know, and I'm ready to cook a little longer to get it super tender. Oh yeah. I'm gonna make some broccoli because I don't have the quote unquote cabbage and potatoes to go with it.
Yeah.
I'll make some rice and beans.
Oh, you're setting up the perfect Saturday for sports. Some baseball, some fucking
Yep.
fights, some good eating.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody, we're out of here until 11 o'clock tomorrow with NFL news, and come by and enjoy what we're gonna do to Kyler Murray, and get yourself some fantasy tips. We have some statistics for you. Stats for you. Yeah,
Stats.
statistics.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see you guys at 11 tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you guys enjoy the episode.